Hey, it's Dana Wilde, and welcome to the show. This is the channel where you discover how to have more fun, feel happy, make money, build your business, live a good life, leave an impact. Oh, yeah, that's what we're talking about here, and I'm so glad you're here. If you want to be part of the Train Your Brain Sandbox, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Boom, boom. You know where it is, and I appreciate the support. Plus, we get to hang out more when you hit that button. Today, I am going to talk about leadership. We had a conversation come up in one of my small group masterminds, the Accelerate Network, and we were talking about kind of what does it mean to be a leader? How do I feel like a leader? I've never felt like a leader before. How do I step into leadership? And I thought, you know what? I'm just going to do a whole show on that topic, and this is it. Today, I'm going to reveal my thoughts about leadership. I'd love to hear your thoughts too. So please do make a comment and let's dialogue. All right. So I am looking at leadership, really kind of three main points that I want to make today. The first one is, as a leader, we think of leaders as having like a list of things to do. I need to do these things in order to be a leader. But being a leader isn't a list of things to do. Being a leader is who you are. It's part of your being. It's part of your makeup. It's who you are. And so the first thing, in my humble opinion, that a leader does or is good at or becomes proficient at is holding the vision for whatever it is that they are bringing into the world. You are the one that crafts your point of view. You don't have to have some kind of earth-shattering point of view to be a leader. If you have a point of view, a way that you think, an example of things that have worked for you, you have experience with something that you know, maybe you've learned it, maybe you've lived it, but you have a point of view about something. And I'm not kidding. It can be anything. You know, it can be that short people shouldn't wear big chunky jewelry, and that's your point of view. Like, this doesn't have to be a world peace vision. This can just be something that you say, I've had experience in this particular area. I've lost weight. I've built a business. I've kept my relationship together. I can share this with people. This is my vision. This is the method that works for me. I have a point of view. So if you have a point of view, and all of us, our point of view is, we can say whatever we think it's based on, but the reality is the way we think is based on our own experience, right? The way we think is based on the life that we've lived, the lessons we've learned, the things we've discovered. And so tip one is have a vision and hold the vision. You are the holder of the vision, right? That's being a leader. You are a holder of the vision. You are the holder of your message. Probably terrible grammar, but I'm still going with it. Okay. Number two, speak your truth. Speak your truth, the things that you have learned. And I know this can be challenging to do, because if you're like me, and most of us are like this because we get trained like this from little on, but we get trained to be externally motivated. We get trained to please the people who are outside of us. And so it can be hard to have a point of view and speak it. But speaking your truth is how you get your experience, your message out into the world. So find your method. Everybody has a different set of gifts. And actually, if you want to know what your marketing superpower is, you can take the marketing superpower quiz. It takes you 5 minutes to do it. I'll give you a whole list of ideas for how to market with your particular marketing superpower. You can check out the links and find your method. Some of you have the gift of writing. Maybe your method for speaking your truth is going to have to do with the written word. on social media or blogging or books or whatever. Some of you are good at connecting one-on-one. Some of you have the gift of organizing people. Some of you have the gift of art. Some of you have the gift of speaking. We all have different gifts. So find your method and speak your truth. One of the easiest ways that I think to speak your truth or speak what you've learned is just think of it as, you know, we think of these ideas. I'm going to back up. The discussion came up because it's like, I'm not a leader. I'm not a leader. How do I become a leader? And we think of being a leader as, we've got these great examples like Martin Luther King Jr. And we're like, oh my gosh, I'm never going to be that. Right. Well, just think of being a leader as sharing your experience and solving people's problems, helping people solve their problems that you've had experience with. And we're good at doing this for like family members, right? Somebody's got a problem. It's like, I can help you with that. Here's what I recommend, or here's what I do. Well, this is the whole secret to sharing your message, is getting out there and solving people's problems and sharing your messages. And, part of the reason why we hesitate to do this is because we find people who disagree with us. And if you're externally motivated, and I'm a recovering externally motivated person, right? I'm grappling with this too. Nobody likes to be told things that are negative about themselves. Nobody likes to get negative comments. It's never fun to get a negative comment. But I'm looking at it, and maybe you will too, that if you get people who disagree with you, then that means you're clear in your point of view. So you get very clear in what you're speaking. The more clear you are, the more likely there are going to be people who disagree with you. So that's good. That means it also means you're getting bigger. If you're only talking to people who already are in your sandbox, you're not going to find anybody disagreeing with you. If you've got people disagreeing with you, that means, hey, guess what? Oh, good. I'm getting bigger. This is getting bigger. I've got people who are actually having disagreements with you. When you see somebody who disagrees with you, try these 3 words on for size. Not my tribe. Not my tribe. It's okay. Have your opinion. You'll find somebody else. See you later. All good. I'm here. I'm here talking to the people who are getting it, who are there. Now, obviously, it's a good idea to be open and hear other people's viewpoints and all that stuff. We're not talking about not having an open discussion and learning and growing. We're all down with that. That's kind of goes without saying. But when it comes to leadership, when it comes to holding a vision, when it comes to speaking your truth, you have to be the one who's clear. You have to speak it clearly. And when you do that, you're going to get dissent. It's going to happen the bigger you get. The bigger you get, that's not a big deal. It means you're reaching the right people. You're clear enough that the right people are hearing you. And guess what? The right people are usually people who already kind of agree with you, and they don't have a voice for themselves. So they might hear somebody, my message, I come out and I say, mindset's more important than action. Get your mindset right, and the action will take care of itself. The feeling good is the most important thing. Taking the happy path is the most important thing. And those people who join this sandbox, they're thinking, you know what? I kind of almost am already thinking and living that, or have thought that, or I've had that idea too, or this is interesting. So they're already kind of there, and you're just giving voice to it. And now they want to be part of it. And specifically, they like the idea most often of meeting other people who are on that same path. That's where the third piece comes in, which is to create a space where you can gather your tribe, to create an environment where you can gather your tribe. Now, sometimes creating that space can be as simple as having a channel like this channel, YouTube channel, or an Instagram account, or a LinkedIn account, or pick your favorite method for just speaking your truth. And the people who agree with you are going to gather there and hang out on that channel. And that's cool. You can also consider things like Facebook groups, LinkedIn groups, local meetings, monthly Zoom meetings, membership programs, somewhere where people of like minds can gather and hang out And many times it will be in your programs, for example, or even let's say you're a coach and you're like, look, I don't want to have all these different groups. I don't want to have any of this. The place where your people might gather might be your one-on-one sessions. The idea is that as a leader, holding your vision, speaking your truth, the people who come to you are going to want to know where to find not only you, but other people who think the same way. This is your main focus, is that you are the focal point. You are the holder of the vision for a bunch of people who are like-minded, a bunch of people who are right on that same path with you. You know, you might only be just on the path just ahead of them, and that's okay. The idea is you're the container, the holding tank for all of these different uh, people, but who have that thing in common, that thing that you're teaching, that thing that you're out spreading the world. So leadership isn't about, here's my list of things to do. I'm a leader, so I have to make sure to be out and mention my 10 top points and then hold a meeting where all of us can gather and I can certify some ambassadors and I'm going to certify these people and they're going to go out in the world and they're going to start chapters in different cities and I'm going to be the president of this. I mean, you know, if that's your vision, cool, do that. But leadership is more about a state of mind. It's more about a willingness to say, I have a viewpoint. I want to talk about that viewpoint. I can help people. I can create a space and hold the vision for the people that are in my tribe. Now, having said all of that, the number one job you have, this is the most important thing. This is like bonus tip outside of holding the vision, speaking your truth, and holding the space, creating the space. And that is what? You know what it's going to be. Come on. You know what I'm going to say. Train your brain. Train your brain, right? This is hard if you're having to go out and do this and just be like, well, I hope this works. I'm not sure about what I'm saying, but I'm going to try it. That's the hard way to do it. So you have to train your own brain. You have to really say those sentences to yourself that help you to step up, help you to be feeling happy, help you to be clear on your message. When you have clarity, it's easy to speak your truth. When you're 100% sure, look at this worked for me, this might work for you. Not every person on the planet has to use this method to get this result, but I'm just telling you my own experience. I can say without a shadow of a doubt that this has worked for me and this is good and it's worked for other people who've come in. You have to feel that sureness, that clarity about your message and what you're saying. When we say step one is hold the vision means training your brain and feeling good, feeling sure, feeling centered. And the way to get there is to, first of all, make that list, remind yourself of what you believe and why you believe it, the success you've had, the experience you've had, the training you've had, the reasons why you're qualified to share this message, the reasons why you came to these decisions. But then more importantly, training your brain that you have clarity and that you're ready to step up and that you're open. So you would say those little sentences to yourself, things like, you know, I like this idea of really getting clear and holding the vision. And I've never thought about it before as an idea that I have experience and I've got a vision to share it with the world. And I like the idea of shifting my thinking around that. And I'm open to the idea of getting more and more clear. And I'm open to the idea of shifting my thinking and being more willing to step up. And I like the idea that I have had some experience and I do know some things that work for me and that have worked for others. And I'm open to sharing it with people. And I know that sharing this will help people. And I like the idea of helping people. And I like the idea that it can be this simple. I don't have to create some huge, you know, multi-million-dollar business or some massive corporation with a team of hundreds of people. This can really just be as simple as me speaking my truth and telling what's worked for me. And that feels good and that feels nice. And it's easy for me to hold that vision. I do know what's worked for me. And I like that I'm clear on it. And it feels so good to know what's worked for me and to be able to share it. And I like the idea that my people will find me. And there are people out there who need to hear this right now. And I like being a vehicle for this message. And it feels so good to be able to share the things that I know and learn from others too, and create an environment where we can dialogue and talk about this and discuss this. And we can have our own little world and our own little bubble. And I'm willing to have that. And I'm willing to do that. And it feels good to be able to create that synergy with like minded people. And I like being the holder of the vision. I like being the one who creates the space for this. It feels good. I don't have to think of leadership as this weird thing. It feels nice to just think of it as this place where we can gather and share ideas and grow together and learn and be on this path, this ever evolving path called life on planet Earth. It feels so good to be on the path with others who are doing the same thing. And I love to step up into that. I am ready to step up. I'm feeling good about stepping up. I love the idea of moving forward. This is my time. I am ready for this, right? When you start saying those sentences to yourself, you get more and more excited and you remember, and then you go into your vehicle, whatever method of marketing you chose, whether it's writing or one-on-one connection or speaking or whatever it is, you go into that with a different mindset. You go into it with a centered mindset, feeling good, having fun, growing your tribe, helping people, changing lives, creating a space for people to gather that think in like-minded ways and they have connection. Oh my gosh, it's so rewarding and it's so fun. And without a doubt, you've totally got this.